Hi guys, I'm so excited. This is the first garment I've ever self-drafted. So this is a zipper cardigan for my son who's 2 years old. I just can't believe I actually drafted a garment on my own. So my inspiration is the zipper sweater by Petite Knit. I turned the zipper sweater into a fully zipped cardigan. I'm really at the point in my knitting journey where I'm like, I really want to be able to just design or create my own knits, because my style is like so basic that I just want to be able to knit things without having to buy pattern. I should be able to figure it out, and here it is. So I got so excited about just getting started on this that I didn't actually document my process, but have no fears because I'm going to knit one for my daughter. So things that I liked about this cardigan, I think the colors that I chose came out really great, and the fit came out really nice. I am definitely confident in doing a raglan. I made a swatch. And I never swatched, but because I was drafting this myself, I'm like, I have to make a swatch. I made a swatch and I figured out the number of stitches I'll need to cast them for my son. And to be honest, I just kind of guesstimated the shoulder length, and it works out. I feel like you really can't go wrong because you're just going to be doing increases going all the way down. I did the Judy's Magic cast on for the neckline, and I just started with the main color, which is the green, and then I switched. Once I thought this high enough, then I switched to the brown, and then I joined the collar together, but I left out, I think I just left out 4 stitches to do the band here, all the way down. Some added design that I did here, which I think came out great, and I'll show you on this side. Hopefully this is clear. I did, what's this called? Oh my gosh, double knitting. I did double knitting because I feel like a lot of sweaters you see like this nice little rounded edge before the zipper, so I absolutely love the way this looks. The regular garment's knit on 4mm needles. The ribbing on top is knit on 3.25, and this little edge I knit, I have my notes, 2.25mm to do this double knitting here. Doing this little double stitch came out really nice, and I definitely took trial and error. So this yarn is a fingering weight yarn held double. So for this, I figured that I had to hold it double to this lining, but no. So I did a trial with holding it double. It was just too thick where it made the zipper line curl and ripple because it was too much. So then I tried smaller needles. It still was too much. Then I realized maybe I just hold one strand. So I just held the one yarn together, and that's what gave it this really neat edge. What I didn't like, I actually knit this in the round and then I steeped it. So you have some extra fabric, which I can show on this side. It's slowed down a little bit, but you see this extra fabric that I had to fold under. Then when you put this inside lining thing, it just makes it really thick. And that's what I don't like. Because this is so thick, I feel like it really defeats the purpose. All this double knitting that I did on the side, you can't really notice it. So when I knit my daughter's, I want to figure out a way how to sew this inside lining without making it look so thick. But changes I will make, again, figure out how to make this better. And I think I want to add pockets on my daughter because she's 5. She always likes stuffing things in her pockets. I'm going to figure out how to add pockets. So that's TBD. But the colors that I picked out for her, and again, I'm using the Barocco yarns. Come on. There you go. I'm going to use this Barocco vintage yarn. This is going to be the main color. And if you guys see my other posts, this is Make It Tweed. I don't know the colorway, but I'll try to put everything in the description. And this gray is Knitting for Olive. These two are left over from, actually, I used these 2 colors for my zipper sweater that I did. And my whole sweater was this color, and I had a pink lining, and my daughter said she wanted the reverse, so she wants hers pink, and then this to be the lining. So these are the colors that I'm going to do for hers. Now let's just start casting on the project. So excited, and yeah, we'll see how it turns out. Wait, let me turn around, let me see the back.
We're going to be by ourselves.
Hi guys, today is Sunday, March 8th, and I just wanted to give a quick update. I'm at the point of the sweater where I split for sleeves, so I have my daughter try it on, and it's looking good so far. So here we are. Here's the cardigan. I just love the pink color. So she tried it on and it's fitting perfectly. I think the distance between the raglan and splitting for sleeve is going to be really nice. It looked good on her, and I'm just working on the binding now, so it should be smooth sailing. The only thing that I'm thinking of, that I need to think about, is the gloves. So the way I believe I'm going to do the gloves, I need to put on some scrap yarn where the gloves are, not the gloves, what am I saying? The pockets. I need to put on scrap yarn where the pockets will begin. So this time I actually need to measure the length and know how much longer I will want to make the sweater. And then from there, figure out where I want to set the pockets. So yeah, so I'm knitting this in the round. I think I mentioned that for my son's sweater. I knit this in the round. So what you see here are my sticking stitches. I like putting these purl bumps, which work so perfectly because when you cut it down the middle and you fold it, it gives you like a nice folding seam line. So this time for hers, I made 10 sticking stitches. I think for my sons, I only had 6, but I think I just need a little bit more room just for the sewing machine purposes. So I have my sticking lines there, knitting in the round, and I figured out how to make this edge when it comes time not so bulky by leaving out 7 stitches instead of 4, so that should help. So that's what I did here, left out 7 stitches, and this is going to be the inside lining. And yeah, it's coming along really nicely. Super excited. I think it's going to really fly by. So the next steps will probably be me doing the pocket section, but until next time. Such a beautiful day outside. Actually, it's getting too sunny right here. I'm about to pick my daughter up from school, but I just wanted to come out a little bit earlier, so I've just been sitting in this park knitting, but it's getting so hot. It's getting so hot. I'm gonna find a shade spot, but I wanted to show you guys where I'm at. Basically, I finished up the sleeves because I was getting anxiety about doing the pockets, because I knew I would have to mark some stitches where the pockets are gonna start. So after I finished the sleeve, I actually did it. I used 2 different color waist yarns, which, you know, it doesn't matter, it's just waist yarn. But yeah, so this is gonna be the top part of the pockets. If I put this on waist yarn here, I knit all the way down essentially until I get to the part where I want to start the ribbon, and then I go back here and I'll take out these stitches that are on hold, like I'll cut this waist yarn and I'll just begin knitting down, then I'll start doing the pocket. That's what the tutorial YouTube says. Wish me luck, but it's coming together. I mean, if I actually work on this, I can get this done soon. But yay, it's coming together. I was so nervous about doing these, putting this stuff on waist yarn, because I'm like, what if it doesn't go right and I end up doing a different way? Then I'm gonna have this different color waist yarn. Yeah, if it doesn't work out right, then I'll just Kitchener stitch this back and hopefully it won't be noticeable, but hopefully it works. It's coming together. All right, that is the update, and today is Monday, March 16th. So yay, I'm just enjoying the sun and knitting. Hello. Today is March 19th. Excuse me, I think I'm just having so many allergies. It always happens every year, and I just generally refuse to believe that I have allergies, but it's just the constant itching, sneezing, so I'm gonna say it's allergies. But anyhow, here we are. I'm at the point, it's perfect. I just finished the second ball, and it ended at a perfect spot because the next step is to remove these placeholder yarns and then start doing the pockets. So I'm very excited. I just feel like it's taking me forever. This is a relatively fast knit because it's a kid's knit. And I normally work on multiple projects, but I haven't been working on multiple projects. But I have been so excited because I'm to self-draft sweater for myself. So I think I've been just thinking about that project so much, trying to think of the pattern. I think I want to do some kind of pattern or texture to my sweater. So that's what I've been doing a lot of, and other life stuff. And not as much knitting because this doesn't take very long. But anyhow, so I'm so excited. I'm going to, right now it's 1:30, so I have to go pick up my baby girl in an hour. And then tomorrow we're actually going to Tahoe because my son's birthday's coming up. His birthday's on Saturday, but we're just doing a trip for his birthday. So we're gonna go to Tahoe again, and we're leaving tomorrow morning. So I guess the next film clips will probably be in Lake Tahoe. Ciao, ciao. We're back from Tahoe. Today's actually Tuesday the 24th. We got back Sunday night. I just wanted to show the progress I've made. So actually during Tahoe, the trip, I basically had a headache the whole time besides the last day we were about to head back. But on the last day, that's when I did this. I just did the pocket tops and joined everything down. And when I got home the other day, I finished the ribbing. So the fun part of the the knitting's all done. Now it's just going to be the things that I don't enjoy doing. Like I had to seam down this pocket side here, and I had to do the sticking. I think I'm going to use the sewing machine to enforce the edges. And it's all the details. Like I had to find a zipper. I don't have a zipper yet. And yeah, I need to just prepare everything and do the little trimming and edgings. But I'm so proud of myself about these pockets. I figured it out. Can you tell? So I need to seam this side and seam this closed side. But look how it's joined seamlessly here. I am so proud of myself already about this sweater. It's coming out great. But yeah, now it's just doing the details and the finishing, the things that I do not enjoy. So we'll see how long it takes me to get around to it. Because my son's zipper sweater, I feel like it took me forever to actually do the sewing of the zipper because I really do not like sewing by hand, especially the machine. I'm okay, but this will have to be by hand because I don't think the machine can handle sewing through all that. But yeah, I just wanted to jump in real quick so you guys can see this before I start doing the finishings. We'll see when's the next time I'll pick up the camera, but it's going great so far. Hello. Today is Thursday, the 26th, and I felt all confused. I was so excited. I think what you probably just saw footage. I attached the pockets and I started the lining, but I've learned some things. So I just did this double stitch lining last night. Let me get out of the frame. Hopefully that's clear. Can you see it? Yeah, I did this double stitch lining last night and it's too thick. So that's problem one. Look, you see how it's curling? So I did learn from doing my son's cardigan. I learned that to do this like double knitting, I should just use one strand of fingering weight yarn. And I wanted to match this inside lining. But the thing is, for this inside lining, again, it's 2 strands of a fingering weight yarn, but it's plus this one here, plus this Make It Tweed yarn, which I absolutely love. You see that there? So yes, that's adding more because technically, and this one is like a lace weight. So technically, you know, people use a finger weight and a lace weight to make DK. But to do the inside, I still held 2 strands of this fingering plus this. So who knows what size, but it worked out on the inside. But I wanted this lining to have that little tweed festive colors to match. See how cute that looks? But I think it's making it too thick. It's definitely making it too thick. Look how it's rippled. I mean, this is not blocked, but the problem will still be there when it's blocked. You see how it's rippling like that? It's making it too thick. And even if I block it and stretch it out, it would just pull, I believe it will just pull the whole cardigan where the front's going to be too long and outstretched. Kind of like if you put a zipper, install a zipper, which I'm learning through installing a couple of zippers now. Like if you stretch, it's so bad if you stretch the yarn and connect the zipper, because that means you're just stretching out the front half and the front's going to be a little bit longer. I actually kind of did that a little bit on my son's cardigan, but it's not so noticeable. So I'm going to have to redo this. That's one thing that I need to redo. One of 2 things that happened that's a problem. Yeah, so I think I'm going to have to just do this cute little double stitch just with this gray, and I'm not happy about that. There's not really a workaround. Like, I can't do it with 2 strands of just this or can I? Can I just do this lining with 2 strands of this Make It Tweed yarn? I wonder, because ultimately, that's what I like. I like this whole tweedy look. I mean, I'll cut that strand, but that's what I like, and I think it will be boring just to have the gray as this lining. I need to think about that. Maybe, I don't know. So I guess the next time you see it, I would decide. I would ask you guys, but by the time you see this video, the cardigan's got to be finished. So I will decide or test out maybe holding 1 strand, just this boring gray, or maybe, trying to hold this double. Oh, but a problem will be, so to cast this off the double knit, I used the, what is that called? The Italian bind off to cast it off. And initially, because I did this with these 2 yarns, so initially to do the bind off, I was using these 2 yarns, but I was finding it impossible to do the bind off with this one. So I just stopped, because you see how it has these knots. And if you know the Italian bind off is like a sewn bind off, you're getting the strings through. It is so hard to get this through. So I ended up just doing the bind off, just holding this fingering weight yarn. So that means the idea of doing this edge with 2 strands of this, I can't, because it can knit up fine with this, but I won't be able to use this to do the bind off. All good. I mean, the gray should probably still be cute, but I want her to have like this tweediness, and the gray is just going to be boring. But anyhow, so that's one problem. And the other problem, I was so excited. Look, I sewed down, I'll show on this side too. I know I could put it, oh, sorry, I got strings everywhere. I was so excited. I was like, yay, look how nice the pockets look. I sewed down the pockets here, and you can see, oh, I steeked it. I probably would have put footage of me steeking already too. But yeah, I sewed down the pockets, and I'm so proud of myself how I sewed this down. Because I think it's called mattress stitch. I don't know, but I'll put all the resources of tutorial videos that I use in the description, because essentially it looks seamless, right? It looks like I did a good job. It's bulky here, but which brings to the problem. So I seamed down this side, but then after I steeked it, I realized, oh my gosh, I should have waited. I should have sewn this down after I installed the zipper. Because now, if you can see, it's so close to the edge. Literally, it's one stitch. Where's that? Here's the purl row here. And then there's essentially one knit stitch, and then you go into the side of the pocket where it was sewn down. So when I add the zipper, this is all going to be folded under. This is the sticking, just the sticking stitches here. This is all going to be folded under here, and I'm going to add the zipper, and I'm going to have to sew through. So I shouldn't have sewn the pocket down, because you see where I'm going to have to sew is probably going to be like this. So it's still technically possible, but essentially I would need to sew through under the pocket, like inside here. So you won't see the sewing lines, but that's just going to make it so much harder for me. It's possible to do, but it's going to be very hard. I'm so bad at sewing anyway. That's always the worst part, having to sew something down. And it already takes me forever, and to try to sew it and sew under this pocket spot. But see, if I didn't sew this down, I'll just move that out the way and I can see what I'm doing. And with the pocket right here, it's really thick. So I was so excited about getting this pocket sewn down, looked at the tutorial, how to make sure I stitch it down properly. And now I might have to unpick it. I might have to undo it. But a part of me is probably not. I'm probably just going to try to do the zipper. I'm probably going to make a big mess of it, and then eventually still in the end have to undo. But I hate sewing, so I hate the idea of having to undo. Look at that. Look how messy this looks. Because I make it tweed and it's just too thick. So many things. At least I like the way it's looking. It's messy, but I think that's going to be really cute with this lining when I get my act together. And I still haven't found the zipper yet. I've got to look online. Look how messy. It just gets really tight and curly down there, but here it doesn't look so bad. Is it how I sewed it? I don't know, but... Or maybe could it be... Maybe I just pick up less stitches? I was literally just picking up every stitch. But maybe I can do this and keep the tweed by just not picking up every stitch, but would that look weird? Okay, so this is going to take some trial and error, because I really do want this make it tweed. Maybe I just pick up less stitches along the line. That's possible, right? I don't need to pick up every stitch, and it could still look normal. Oh, I wish you guys can tell me. But I guess I got to figure this out. But anyhow, yeah, so it is 10:54 right now. Hopefully I'm going to get my nails done, because look at that. And I'm going to have to cut them. I put like gel. Let's get gel. Did I hear the sound? This one already came off. But anyhow, going to get my nails done. Probably going to do pink, because I always rotate between blue and pink. And yeah, then I will go to a cafe to probably edit in these recent videos that you probably would have seen. But yeah, I'm just so annoyed with myself. I'm excited that it is going to be cute. It looks crazy now, but it definitely has that potential. And I'm thinking for this edge here, I want to do the same double stitch, but that's why I got to figure out what to do. But maybe, I think that's it. I think the answer is to not pick up as many stitches. Yeah. I'll try. All right, the next clip, maybe I would have figured it out and you guys get to see the final finished. But see you around. Back with another not so good update. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't even think I had updated you guys previously, but I got another hole in the sweater. So I don't think I posted or talked about it earlier, so I'll just put up little screenshots. So when I was taking off this little double knit from before, I accidentally cut to the fabric and made a hole. So I was just freaking out. I was doing this at night, 10 p.m., which I don't know why I was doing it so late because I probably was tired. But nonetheless, I cut a hole, and then I looked up online how to fix the hole, because this cut is not just like picking up drop stitches. You literally cut the fabric. So then I found a great resource, and I'll show another video that they were like, you have to essentially expand the hole, something like that. Long story short, after I did that, I was just like, I don't understand this tutorial. Then I was freaked out because it looks like I made the hole bigger. I wasn't understanding the tutorial. And I'll put the resource in the description because I think it's good, but for some reason my head wasn't clicking with it. So I just figured out a way to close the hole. I think it's just not as neat and as seamless, but I'm like, it was at the edge. So let's see it. You see, it's just totally messy how I did it, but you know, I think it'll do the trick. So I was feeling pretty okay about it. And as you can see, I finished doing the double knit here. So what I ended up doing was just picking up less stitches, and I did the lining here. So I was going back and forth. I'm going to get back to the whole situation, but I was going back and forth whether to use that Make It tweed yarn, because it actually makes the lining, you know, lumpy, not as smooth. And I ended up doing the pockets without the Make It tweed. Look how much neater that is. But my daughter really likes to Make It tweed, and I really like it too, like, so I wanted to have it match. So I left that there, but the pockets are just not, it's just the plain. Even looking at it, it's making me want to go back and leave it plain. But anyhow, I thought problem solved. I fixed that hole. We're moving on, right? So the other day, actually 2 days ago, because after this happened, I just had to put this project down. I went back in and sewed with the sewing machine the stick line a little bit closer, because I was having so much extra like fabric under here, and it's going to be so thick. So I was like, let me cut some of this lining off so it's not that thick. So I sewed the sides here a little bit closer. I sewed down the stick thing a little bit closer so I can cut a little bit closer to the fabric. Next thing I know, I didn't even know the scissors weren't even there. I discovered this hole before I started cutting. So before I even picked up the scissors. But I made another hole right here. You see that? It's a hole. And I have no idea how I even cut this fabric. I just feel like this project has been through it. So many frustrating moments. I didn't even know when I cut this. I'm just guessing when I was sewing with the sewing machine, maybe pulling this thing out, it grabbed on something and cut it. I don't even know. I literally was at a loss. I properly could have cried. Look at that. I totally could have cried. And it's on the front. Everything keeps happening on the front of the sweater. So I'm going to try that resource again, because I think the problem with doing, if you guys check out the link, I'll put the name of the person who did it, Nimble Needles, something like that. Like he's so great with tutorials. I learned so much from his channel. And it looks very clear and organized the way he was showing it. But I think the problem for me is because mine was on the steeped edge, on the very edge. So if you're trying to, I guess, fix the knit, you have to do some sewing a few rows or a few columns to the side. Nonetheless, I'm going to try that method again to hopefully fix this hole, because look, it's like proper there. At least the one on the edge, you know, can be hidden, and I'm going to sew the zipper on the inside. So I feel like that sewn down, it will stop it from spreading. But nonetheless, I need to secure it better in the back. Like, look how messy. Everything looks so messy. But I am just so disheartened. This project is almost done. It's coming out fairly cute. But I just feel so frustrated. I just have no idea how I did this hole. I know I keep showing you guys. I have no idea how that happened. That's what's even more frustrating. But again, I was doing this at night, so I just wasn't careful. I'm like, is there any other holes? So I need to fix that. So apart from that, I already blocked this. I know blocking normally should be the last step, then be able to put it on. But when you're installing a zipper, it's always a good idea to block so you can have everything the length. Because if you don't block it first, your fabric maybe will grow after blocking, so then your zipper part would be all small and shorted and the blocked part would be all nice and stretched. So now everything's the length it should be. I blocked it and then I actually did this inside lining, so this part is not blocked. This is going to be the lining that's going to cover the inside here, but nonetheless everything's all blocked. I wove in most of the ends. Besides, I have this here. So now I just need to put in the zipper. I'm sorry I sound so defeated because I'm just not excited. I just wanted to give an update. Who knows when I'm actually going to, I guess for you guys, the next clip, the sweater is going to be done. The cardigan's finally going to be done, but I just need to set it aside for a moment. Even just talking about makes me want to cry. I'm so frustrated with myself. But anyhow, I purchased this zipper off of Etsy. Isn't it cute? You guys probably like, why getting a zipper off of Etsy? It's so hard to find nice zippers in the shops. All the shops I go to have rusty like brass zipper part, or they have everything plastic. It's so hard to find like this silver zipper as in something with a nice little decoration on it. So I tend to get all my zippers from Etsy, and this one's a 20 inch fully separating zipper. So I'm excited about that. I actually got the right zipper, because if you guys watched my very first podcast when I made a fully zipped cardigan for myself, that was my issue, not having any idea what the right kind of zipper, and it was just a hot mess. So yeah, the next footage you guys will see will be of the complete cardigan, but it's gonna take me some time. You guys might see these like stitch marker, or this little markers here. I just wanted to make sure I knit enough down, so every 20 rows I put this marker, and that's just going to help me stay in line too when I sew in the zipper, which I guess I'll show you guys. Let me close this again. And I had to work today, so definitely not working on this today, but let me just show you guys how this zipper should look inside here. Can you just imagine that? I do feel like this white zipper is a little too bright, but I did see some grays online, but I was more concerned with a gray. I thought I actually bought two, now that I think about it. I was more concerned with trying to find a gray because I thought the gray might be too dark, so I'd rather have a white zipper than a too dark gray, but it would have been nice to find this kind of gray. But I think this bright color would be kind of nice, make it bright, and anyway, you're not going to see too much of the fabric, but so the next thing you will see the completed sweater. I'm just so proud. Oh, I didn't sew this part down yet. I'm so proud I made the pockets. We'll see how sewing in the zipper goes, but yeah, when it's all done, oh my gosh, look at that. My head is all over the place. So mad about that, but nonetheless, it will be cute if I figure that out. What if I do some kind of patch? Do something more on purpose if I can't make it blend, but we'll see what happens next. Maybe I could do a snap transition. The next clip, you'll have the finished cardigan. So it has been 3 months since my last update. But good news is, as you can see on the side, the sweater is finally finished. The cardigan, I keep calling it sweater. I finally finished this. So it has been finished for a while, but it's been so busy at work, it's taken me forever to actually make this update. But I will say, it did take me forever to install this zipper, but have a look. And disclaimer, my daughter's been wearing this sweater a lot. So it's been blocked and everything, but it needs a reblock. I think it's kind of dirty. But let's get a close-up look. Here's the lining. You see the inside there. we'll talk about what I'm so excited about and what I'm not too happy about. I think in the last clip I was talking about the hole that I made here. So I patched it up, but I did not do the greatest of jobs. Can you see right there? Right here was the hole. I did my best, but it's not the neatest. But you know, in the scheme of things, like when she's wearing it, I don't even notice it. Like, there's a lot of imperfections happening with this cardigan, but there's a lot of things that I love about it. So let's talk about it. So what I'm super excited about first and foremost is the pockets. So this is my first complete self-draft. Well, this one, my son is actually my first self-draft, and then this is the second one. And I just added pockets, but there's a lot of new things that I did for both of these. But yeah, I'm very proud of these pockets here because I was looking online and how to do this, and I was not seeing a lot of information online. So I'm very proud of how that turned out. And I'm super excited about the way the double knit looks on the side here. I think the last time you guys saw I was having the dilemma on going back and forth on which fabric. So I used one strand of fingering weight yarn, the Knitting for Olive, and one strand, which is a lace weight yarn of Make It Tweed. So I'm happy I did it there. But on the lining of the pockets, I just used one strand of the Knitting for Olive, and it makes it much neater looking. This is ripply and it looks cute because it has like the tweed on the inside, but it's definitely not as neat. But in the end, I'm okay with that. But yeah, I absolutely love how the pockets came out. I probably could have done a better job of sewing this part down, but at this point, who cares? What I'm not happy about still is how chunky it kind of looks here, but there's no way around it. I did the steeking method, so when you steek, you have so much extra fabric. And I had such a hard time like sewing down the side where you steek. That's probably how I cut this section here. But you know what? I'm okay with it. Overall, when my daughter wears it, she looks super cute in this cardigan, and I'm so proud of myself. Like when people at her school, like the parents, because I'm always knitting everywhere, but when people see me knitting, then she's actually wearing this. I'm like, yeah, and I made that. People cannot believe that I actually knit this myself. It looks store-bought, as they say, so I'm very happy about that. I think this came out, I definitely need to block it. It looks kind of clunky now, but I'm definitely happy with the way this came out. My daughter looks adorable in it. I'll try to put some video reels, hopefully, of her wearing this, but this was definitely, this was an adventure in and of itself, figuring out how to draft something and a lot of new challenges, the pockets, the lining, and the sewing down the zipper. I think the next time I make a cardigan, if it's going to be zipper, I'm just gonna suck it up and knit it flat. Because having the sticks lines just adds so much extra labor to it. And for having to install a zipper anyway and have to do the sewing, I just think it's too much. I think if I steek something, it's going to be like a button band kind of finish. But if I want to install a zipper, I don't think I want to steek because that's too much sewing, that's too much hand stitching, and it's too thick. So that's what I learned from this. Like, I absolutely hate sewing, and this gave me such a hard time, but I'm so happy about these cardigans. My kids love it, and they both have their zipper sweaters. So if you're out there and you want to self-draft something, trust me, you can, because I never thought I'll be at the point where I can knit something without using a pattern, but here you go. I'm happy to be finished with this project and hopefully finally post a video, because I have been editing all the way up to this point. I just needed to do this closing, but very excited. Maybe I get myself a thumbnail picture. Let's hold it. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Look how much nicer this material. So it's the same exact yarn, but I prefer, look, his is like a heathered look. I really like the way this looks. I feel like my daughter's sweater looks a little bit more beat up and worse for wear. Even the yarn feels a little bit thinner than my son's, and they're the same brand, the Barocco vintage yarn, but you know, different colors hold, different colorways affect how the yarn comes out. So yeah, anyhow, I'm so proud of this. Look, I even see the hole. Oh, good. I'm so very proud of these. And thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.